I want it to be classless. I want it to be the type of place where you can be a backpacker or you can be a billionaire and you can walk in here and you'd feel at home. Yeah.
So you met a Jamaican woman and you have your child and you got married.
Absolutely. And my dream is that my son plays cricket for the West Indies and rugby for England.
And food, you can smell the food in the air, you can hear the bartenders talking in the background. Talk to me about this spot. How long did it take you to build here?
Well, they listen to live music here and then a very chilled atmosphere. And I think, well, this is what Jamaica should be. You know, we have about 20 rooms here and we have about another 8 or 9 on the beach, the beach club, as you know. And
I'm going to be trying 1 and 2 meals just to see what it tastes like. I am trying this Asian. Every Kareems quest takes me somewhere interesting, and this time I'm at Lashings Boutique Hotel. It's a lovely property that basically overlooks the Treasure Beach area. They have a lot of rustic elements here where you can basically sit down and have dinner in a tree house, as well as you can sit by the pool area, and they have these nice gazebos and canopies and every little thing there, every amenity that makes you feel comfortable.
Kareem's Quest. Travel different from the rest. You're watching Kareem's Quest. It's always an adventure when you're watching Kareem's Quest.
I'm here at Lashing Treetops Bar and Grill with the owner David Fobb. David, how are you?
very good indeed. How are you?
I'm nice. Where did the idea come from to have this treetop bar?
I kept climbing up this beautiful mango tree and I just kept looking at this view, and then just suddenly one day decided this would be a great place to have a bar. Can you imagine looking at this view and the way things are? And that was basically the whole sort of scenario behind it.
And now this bar is basically packed every night.
Well, he's pretty busy. Packed every night, not always, because of the curfew, obviously. That's taken a toll on things. But we got to say we're pretty pleased with the way things are going.
So, let me jump, before I even want to go into the bar too much, let me talk about Lashings, right? Lashings is this boutique hotel in Treasure Beach, and how many rooms do you have?
We have about 20 rooms here, and we have about another 8 or 9 on the beach club, as you know. And so it's a sort of unique style hotel. Every room is different. It's all very arty. We have an art cafe where local people sort of present their art, right, and sell their art there. We have lots of...
I noticed, wait, but before you even go into that, right, let me just tell a person something about it. This is a hotel that will change a lot, in the sense that every time I see different things being added.
True. True.
You don't deny that?
No, true, but definitely not denying anything.
I mean, when I first came here was probably like 2 years ago, and I never saw like so many rooms, and I never saw like a pool area. But let's talk about just going through the hotel then. So when I enter the office area, I'm seeing a lot of painting and artwork, right? Those are all local paintings?
Yeah, most of them are local people, certainly Jamaican, local there. The whole idea is we created over there an art cafe where you can sit and eat and then go and look at different sculptures or paintings or different parts of art, mainly done by Jamaicans, to help them with their cause at the moment. But it's actually quite interesting. A lot of tourists love it. A lot of people from big cities in Jamaica like it.
Yeah.
Like Kingstonians come down here and buy art and love it.
Because you're walking through that room before you reach to your reception area, so it creates a nice feeling in terms of just being rustic and being more nature oriented and just natural and genuine, right? Absolutely. So now we're talking about the rooms. Tell me about how the rooms are designed and what influenced you. Welcome on everybody. If you're enjoying my videos on Kareem's Quest, I've got even more great content for you. So be sure to subscribe to my channel for new episodes. And if you want to find some of the best hotels, restaurants, and hidden gems in Jamaica, check out my website kareemsquest.com. I also curate tours and do itineraries, so feel free to email me at any time.
Well, influencingly, we use as much local material, and virtually all of the work here is done by local tradesmen. So even like this table that you're sitting on, which is made out of a tree bark, it's done by a local carpenter, a guy called Frey. Every table's made by local people. All the work here is done by local people. Even the tiles, the concrete tiles, are made in Black River and laid by local people around here. So the idea is to help boost the economy around here by creating a very natural vibe.
Ah, nice. I like that. And when persons come here, what do they like most about it?
Honestly, I think that a lot of people come from Kingston and they look at it and they listen to live music here and then a very chilled atmosphere and they think, well, this is what Jamaica should be, you know, the hustle and bustle in Kingston, and then they suddenly come out here. Remember, they're coming to Treasure Beach. We've only actually got one burglar in the whole of Treasure Beach, and we all know him on first name terms, right? This is, you know, sometimes Kingstonians get a little bit homesick, right? So we can play them a little, you know, sound recording of gunshots or you know, police sirens, right, to make them feel at home.
Him learn the Jamaican humor now, right? But the truth is this is a very peaceful community. I was told a similar story by another resident who said, well, we had this robber and everybody caught him from 8 years ago, and I mean, he's in jail now. But this is a very safe community, a very lovely community. David, when I come here and I notice your pool and the bright colors that you use, who came up with the concept of the layout of the place?
No, I did. I did it. I designed it. I want it to be classless. I want it to be the type of place where you can be a backpacker or you can be a billionaire and you can walk in here and you'd feel at home. Right? I wanted it to be, it's great, we have a lot of well-known people here. You can see up here the household names in Jamaica come and visit all the time. We have a lot of politicians, have a lot of people like that. But the important thing is, if you're a waitress in a local hotel nearby and you come here for your birthday, you'll be treated the same as anybody. And that's the concept behind this place. It's classless, right? Doesn't matter who you are, as long as you're here to behave and enjoy yourself, we'll serve you and you'll get the same treatment as VIPs.
And you have your resident dogs walking through the property.
Well, two of them walking through the property. The two little guys, right, which a lot of people love and children love. The two little guys walk through. The big guys who you haven't met yet,
no.
and you being Jamaican, I know you might not be too keen to meet them. The big guys are only let out late at night. We don't have any crime here, but 24-hour security, 4 dogs, and 36 cameras, I think just about covers it.
And this is a nice place because your rates are extremely reasonable. And even within your, like, when I look in your rooms, in your bathrooms are very rustic and very, you know,
sure.
simple in terms of just for nature lovers.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. Tourists, mainly tourists, would love outside showers. You give a tourist an outside shower and it's like a dream to them come true. Give it to a Jamaican and they'll turn up their nose at it, right? But most tourists go crazy for the outside. And the whole idea is when we build shade, it's got shade cloth but made out of fish stick. So you know, the fish stick is what they use to catch lobster with and that sort of thing. So all natural materials, all natural designs. The bathrooms are concrete. A lot of the bathrooms up here don't even have taps like you would see them. There's no end to them. It's just the copper pipes coming out. But of course the tourists love it, and trendy Jamaicans love it.
And the truth is that too, I noticed that there are a lot of locals here.
Yeah.
So you seem to be having a big local crowd as well.
Yeah.
And I presume that's probably because of your rates.
I think because of the rates. I think that Jamaicans can be quite frugal with their money, and it seems to be the wealthier ones are even more frugal.
Right.
But who wants to go and pay crazy money in their own country, right? That's the way. So what we try and do is provide value for money. so that people wouldn't come once, they won't come twice, they go 3 or 4 times a year down to Treasure Beach and think to themselves, okay, this place is reasonable, you know, I'm not going to think about that I can afford that, and that's the idea behind it. We're trying to give value for money.
Now let's talk about the food and the restaurant. Now, I don't know how I can best describe this, but it's in a tree house, so it's literally elevated. You're getting this picturesque panoramic view of Treasure Beach where you can see the ocean. You're higher than almost every other property down here. And it is laid out with a lot of wood around the place, and food. You can smell the food in the air, you can hear the bartenders talking in the background. Talk to me about this spot. How long did it take you to build here?
Well, we're lucky, we're blessed. We've got a great builder in Treasure Beach, right? It didn't take as long as you think, but the problem is it got busier and busier and busier, so I probably extended it about 10 times, right? And we keep getting bigger. And as you see, everything's outside, so outside eating, which is great. During a pandemic, people are much more comfortable there. There's all different sections, like over there, there's a bar down the bottom.
I see. There's a little lounge area as well.
Yeah, man, and the chill zone, and the art cafe, and up here, and everything's socially distanced. You want to keep away. We can actually be really busy and make it, and it looks quite quiet right here, and which is the whole scenario behind it.
So they boast a pizza. I have not tried the pizza. Which one of your pizzas in terms of organization of toppings is very popular?
It's not the toppings that make the pizza popular.
Okay.
Pizza in reality is an Italian dish, right? And it should be thin and a bit crusty, right? Jamaicans aren't used to it, right? But they like it. They're not used to it, but they like it. And the thin base pizza, whereas if you eat a thick pizza, sometimes you feel very bloated and whatever. This is a thin base with fresh toppings. As you see around here, we've got shaded areas in the gardens where we're building botanical gardens. A lot of it, some of stuff we're actually growing ourselves.
Ah, nice. Okay then. And I mean, when I'm here, I'm trying to ask him, what's his favorite meal? He says there's no favorite meal for him, you have to try everything. I'm going to be trying 1 and 2 meals just to see what it tastes like. I am trying this Asian, it's like an Asian seafood type thing.
Oh, is it a shrimp Asian? Yeah, it's different. Try it.
Yeah.
Try it. It's different. We try and do things differently here. But also because of my involvement in cricket over the years, a lot of West Indians and a lot of Jamaicans stayed with me. You know, people like Courtney Walsh or Jimmy Adams or whatever have stayed with me in England, and I know that Jamaicans are very particular about their food, but I've seen them adapt and like certain chicken dishes and fish dishes, like chicken fajita here. It's a Mexican dish that we do here, but Jamaicans love it. They love it.
So you know I'm going to have to ask this, right? The strong England accent. Where are you from?
I'm from London.
You're from London?
I'm from London, yeah.
Okay.
So.
And you were heavily involved in cricket?
Yeah, Lashings was the all-star team. In fact, Lashings, the team, opened the Trelawney Stadium.
Okay. Who is your favourite batsman of all time? And you cannot say Vivian Richards, because I know his contact with Vivian Richards.
My favourite batsman of all time was one that actually disgraced himself a bit in the end, which is Azruddin, the Indian. It was just the classy way he used to be able to score against the run of play and use the wrists. And most people love watching great Indian or Asian batsmen.
Favourite bowler?
Favourite bowler of all time has to be Courtney Walsh.
Alright, good ones. And now, so you came to Jamaica, your wife is Jamaican, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, how is it like marrying a Jamaican woman?
I would want to put a plea into Andrew Holmes, right? That no Jamaican woman, right, who is pregnant should be allowed a gun license, right? and And that's one thing I would like to ask on this. I think he's a brilliant Prime Minister and he's done a great job. But if he could just make sure that pregnant Jamaican women don't have a gun license, then we'd all be much safer.
And he's a late father. Your child is how old?
Oh my God, my child, which is my whole life now, is 19 months old. Right?
So this is the thing I know, like when parents become new parents. You guys classify every time as months. So you guys say, oh, you know, my child is 112 months old.
I'm just surprised I didn't say the days. You have no idea, right? I've never ever had children in my life. I've never been married. I've got both of them and I couldn't be happier.
So you met a Jamaican woman and you have your child and you got married.
Absolutely. And my dream is that my son plays cricket for the West Indies and rugby for England.
After spending some time at David's boutique hotel, I went to visit his beachfront property.
That lounge area that you have, good, that must come alive at night.
We're not a party place, it's more like a retreat.
I'm at Treasure Beach, and when you're at Treasure Beach, it's hard to miss Lashings. Is that true, David?
Well, it's hard to miss us. It's hard to miss us, that's true. We've done a lot of work on the couple of properties, as you can see here.
So David constantly makes adjustments to his properties. So at first it would be Lashings at the other location up top. Yeah. I know you have a beachfront location.
That's correct, that's correct. We're sitting here right on the beach looking at the sea, and we'd rented it for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. So obviously we couldn't really spend any money on it till it was our property. Right. And now I'm sitting as poor as a church mouse, as you can see why, after spending all this money, and we're doing it up and doing it in our own sort of unique little design.
Talk to me about just the creative design, because from the entrance I'm seeing little cars on the side and things like that. What inspired you to come up with that?
I really I love quirky things. I love quirky things. I like things that are natural and quirky. Mm-hmm. And some of these cars, these little iron cars and little iron planes, some of them we bought in little shops here, some of them come from abroad or whatever. But there's also a lot of signs like relax, we're all crazy, and the coffee signs and whatever. There's a lot of signs in my places which are just really giving humour, a good fun and a good feel to people.
That lounge area that you have, good, that must come alive at night, right?
Oh yeah, man, it's really starting to take off. We had a little jazz here last night, you know, jazz by the sea with the waves breaking in the background, and we have a nice chilled sort of atmosphere. And there's 9 rooms at the moment. It's going to go up to about 13, 14 rooms here, down here, but it's all been pretty busy down here.
Okay, and prior to this, I remember we would have to get food up by the other restaurant, but now you have your own kitchen down here.
Yes, that's correct. So we've got our own kitchen, sort of a little bit different menu, beachside sort of food, the sort of food that you'd want here. Do a little pizzas. I mean, I think you remember.
I remember the pizza. So this time I tried the fish and chips, which was good, right? And then I also tried the chicken Alfredo.
Well, I'm glad you tried those two. They were pretty good. There's also another dish that we have, which Jamaicans go crazy about. It's called chicken shawarma. It's not actually really, it's cooked like a shawarma, but it's actually more like a chicken gyros. It's a Greek dish with natural yogurt. Jamaicans go mad about it, and they love it. So next time you're here, you got to try that.
So talk to me regarding the rooms. I got a chance to go in Papaya. First of all, they're all named our fruits.
All named after fruits, right? Fruits that you can buy, grow, or see in Jamaica.
Okay then. So talk to me about the papaya room. I think that's like the biggest one that I saw.
Well, it's an argument whether it's the best room, but it has its own pool. So when it has its own pool, that's pretty cool, right? So you can, you know, basically if you're in there, you know, you've got a girlfriend or something there, you're sitting in the room and you both want to dip in the pool, you can. Or if so
it's a private pool. It's
a private pool, nobody can see, and it's private just to the people there. With the other pool we've got here, I think we've done our trademark, putting natural stones, river stones around it, which is something I love. So We're big into it. A lot of Jamaicans like the idea of going in something wet and cold, right? But they're not actually too keen on swimming. So a little dip pool and a little shallow pool like this, it suits Jamaicans down to the ground.
Okay. And who are your most frequent visitors?
It's a great question. Probably, if I'm honest with you, the more affluent type of returning residents, or the sort of set in Kingston that work pretty hard, and you know, they don't want to come down here for a late night. They do all that when they're working and when they're busy. They come down here, they order a little food, sit in their room, can walk in the beach in the morning and don't have to party all night long. We're not a party place, it's more like a retreat.
Sure. All right, well, David, it's lovely seeing this place. Lashings is somewhere that you're going to have to always make sure you come like every 6 months, because you're going to see something different every 6 months. You can find more Kareems Quest content on social media platforms. That's Twitter, that's Facebook, that's YouTube as well, and Instagram. And you can find Lashings as well on all those platforms, right? They're very active. And you can find more content that I'm going to share in terms of videos and photos on my website, kareemsquest.com. As usual, you're always welcome to join the quest.